a beautiful Thursday, and on Thursdays is our family day where we get to talk about issues regarding the family that can help to improve, you know, healthy relationships in family, education. We cut across children to the parents and everything basically that has to do with family. Today on Tea or Coffee, we'll be looking at building healthy relationships. Of course, I know that we have done that before, but this time we're doing a part 2 and focusing on long-distance relationships. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, why all the talk? Of course, my name is Mudupe Jacobs, and you're welcome to Tea or Coffee. With me today is, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. With me is Wuraola Pupola. You're welcome.
It's so good to be back, trust
Yes.
me. Yeah, miss tea or coffee.
Aww,
How
we
you
missed
doing?
you too.
Happy new month.
Yes, happy
it's a
new
month,
month.
a new beginning. Yes.
Yes.
And I was watching Tea or Coffee while I was away. You were doing amazing.
Thank you.
Also, God's time,
God's time,
Davy,
David.
thank you.
Yes.
She stood in my place and she was doing great. She was doing
Yes.
awesome. Yes.
So welcome back.
Thank you. I'm sure you missed me, yeah?
Of course I did.
You do not have a choice, miss. You have to miss me.
I thought we were going to adapt to that.
You miss me.
Okay, now straight into what we have for today. We are doing building healthy relationships,
Yeah.
and we're focusing on long-distance relationships.
No, we've had to talk about this before.
Yes,
on
but
the
we
show,
did not
building
focus
a
on
healthy
long-distance
Yes.
relationship. We focused on, boy-girl relationship and the misconceptions that most people have when it comes to relationship. And then I went on and on talking about, when a guy is not calling the lady
Communication.
and the lady, communication.
And then a lot
yes.
of people thought it was you that was
I
in
took it
place.
personal, And last week we talked about communication in relationship. That's communication and relationship, and we talked about the importance of communication in relationship. We focused on marriage, and we had amazing guests.
Yes.
We cut across communication in friendship, in love relationship.
I actually
and then
watched
in
the
marriage.
episode of communication and it was quite
Yes.
interesting because
Tell
the
me.
man had to pick it from his own angle. She also did justice to the topic.
Yes.
I learned a lot actually.
Yes. Same here. So when it comes to long distance relationship, can you, engage or have long distance relationship?
First, I would like to know that the first thing you look at is the personality of your partner. I tell people that relationships, they are like houses. Now, you cannot build a house without thinking of a solid foundation for the house. So for a relationship, for you to stand the test of time, you need to build a solid foundation. And now, it is one thing to build a healthy relationship. It is another thing to maintain a healthy relationship. You hear a lot of people say, I cannot handle a long-term relationship. I can't be in a relationship with someone for more than 2 years, for more than a year, for more than 3 years. Why? Now, when people tell me that, the first question I ask them is, okay, so when you're married, are you going to say you can't be in your marriage for more than 3 years? Because marriage is not something you just rush in and rush out. It's something you're in for a lifetime. So you cannot say you would walk out of your marriage. Therefore, it starts from your relationship and you being able to handle situation, challenges. Now, talking about long distance relationship, there was actually a friend of mine that worked with, all along we've been praying that, okay, please at least get involved with someone. I'm sure you would have friends like that where you're just hoping and wishing that someone should just come away and, get them in a relationship. So we've been begging this young woman, please, kindly get a boyfriend or a partner. And she goes like, hey, he would come my way. And guess what? Finally, when the partner will come away, she has not seen him before, they've not met before, and she keeps saying, my boyfriend, my boyfriend. So one day I decided to pay her a visit and okay, let me come say hello to you and your boyfriend. And she didn't even tell me that all along they've been communicating via social media.
Okay.
So when she said, oh, come over, come and meet my boyfriend, And I'm like, okay, at least we've been the one putting
Saying,
pressure
yeah,
on you
you
and
should
telling you,
get involved with
get
someone.
involved with someone. Now that there's someone, let me go see the person. And then I got to her house and she opens her laptop. I'm like, okay, what's happening? Where is your
Oh, okay.
where is your boyfriend? Where's your partner?
Now this is interesting.
Yes, I actually communicated with him via, and I'm like, I had to sit her down. Do you understand what you're getting into? How well do you know this person? Okay, are you just going to believe the things he just types and tell you? You know, there are times whereby if I want to talk to you about me, I would want to praise myself.
Of course.
I would want you to see the good side of me. But with time, as long as we go on in it, then you begin to realize some things I would do, mannerism, some things, my reactions, you can tell the kind of person I am, not just from what I'm telling you that I am, but then what you see me doing, how I relate with people. Now, he's just going to be telling you, okay, I'm a good guy, you know. No one ever wants to admit that you're
not
bad.
met him in person. Okay, but you know, other long distance relationships where you've seen the guy before, the man before, and then he travels. You know, like you see, probably let's say in a year, you can see like 2-3 times. That's also, we can also call that long distance relationship.
Long distance, yes.
And I know someone that prefers long distance relationships. She likes when she sees a partner, maybe not too much, probably in a year,
so
like
people,
4 times.
I've heard people say things like, I want to give the space for you to miss me.
Exactly. So she's more of the call me, text me, let's do Skype and let's just talk and chat and not all the time we see each other. But some people are, more of the let's connect, let's, see each other, let's talk, let's spend time together. I think that has to do with, it has to do with your love language. What you actually like. So I'm really particular about learning more about long distance relationships. I'm not a fan of long distance relationships.
Actually, I've even seen situations whereby, I'm sure you must have heard of this wedding where you bring the pictures of the couple together. Maybe the husband is in one part of the world, the wife is in another part of the world. The family comes together and then put their pictures and then get them married. I'm like, okay.
The first time I saw I was
that?
like, what is happening? Like, where did we throw? I don't want to say, I don't know how to put it right now.
I watch weddings and I see how it goes. I don't think I want to have a wedding where you put my picture, you put my husband's picture, and then we're married. If
you can't come together to have a wedding, then I don't know. I feel you should just wait and plan. My opinion, though, I'm not saying that those that do it are wrong, or they shouldn't do it. Different strokes for different folks, like we say.
But what works for you?
What works for you. But I do not think if I can't see you and then we are present physically together, exchanging vows and the likes, I don't think I can. I personally can.
And I think you'd agree with me that there are situations whereby you would actually need your partner around to help you and encourage you. But then when I'm in South, you're in North. How do we come together? I understand that the social media can be an effective tool for that.
For communicating.
When it comes to communication. But then there are times you actually need your partner to be physically present in whatever you're doing in your relationship,
Okay. And so that will lead us into going to a short break. And when we come back, we'll have our guests in the studio with us to talk more on building healthy relationships and focusing on long-distance relationships. Stay glued.
Angels from the realms of glory, wing your flight o'er Have a season of family adventure this holiday. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
You are going north? We are too.
Cat. Your wife's got away with horses.
She was reared by Indians.
One day you'll go too far, Cat.
She will put an arrow straight through your heart.
Indians! Not a one left standing. God damn Indians. Oh! 2 whores!
No, Mama!
Girl will raise me a small fortune.
Take me instead.
What if that manslaughter comes back? You would kill him? Come with us. It is too dangerous on your own.
Located. There, Blue will start a new life, and together with another 5 special teenage fairies, she will form the Winx Club. She'll also find friendship and love. But life's not always that easy. Bloom's extraordinary power must be protected from that mischievous group, which is always up to no good, the Tricks. The Witches of Cloud Tower and Lord Darkhog will stop at nothing in order to conquer the realm of magic. With the help of the brave and bold Red Mountain Knights, the Specialists, and the Winx best friends, the Pixies, they will save the day and continue their fantastic new life at Magic.
Paloma is a beautiful woman from a humble origin. She collects coffee beans for a living. Diego is a nobleman, heir of a millionaire coffee producing dynasty. However, the love of Paloma and Diego will prevail over misfortune and fate because true affection always keeps its promise, tearing down any obstacle between the souls that look for each other with all of their heart. Win your mind.
Exclusive to High Impact Television.
Family, you would agree with me, makes up the society. And before you can form up a family, you start from your relationship down to marriage. And that is why it is quite important for us to talk about having a healthy relationship. And definitely, we would not be doing this alone. We have our guest in the studio. We call them the Wilsons. Yes, he is a relationship coach and he's here with his wife.
Yes.
He's been on the show before, yes?
Yes, he has. And that's why we're having the part 2 of the same topic, but
yes.
touching on another aspect of it. Yes.
Welcome. Good morning.
very
And I
much.
must
Good
say Happy
morning.
New Month to you.
Same to you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so now we are looking at the aspect of long distance relationship.
Okay.
And knowing that you were friends, because you mentioned it the last time you were on the show that you were friends for like 4 months, 3 to 4 months, and then you moved from there to courting. You said you don't like calling it dating. So you moved to courting, and from courting you got married earlier this year.
Yeah.
So what would you say about long distance relationship? People who are not together physically, they're just in separate world.
One very important thing about long distance relationships. First of all, one important thing about relationships generally, I think I said this last time, it has to do with communication. When we can build that bridge, when we can break that, we can build that bridge in communication, and there's constant communication, we get to talk all the time, there won't be an issue. Also, same for long distance relationships. There just needs to be communication, because when there is no communication, it seems like the feelings would be fading away. What keeps the fire, what keeps the love aflame, keeps the heart burning, yearning for each other, is that communication. If you're not communicating with the person you're in a relationship with, you're communicating with somebody else.
Okay, let me speak to your wife. Do you think communication is enough? Because he has looked at it from the angle of communication. So is communication enough?
Okay, I would say that communication is like the bedrock of any relationship, any relationship at all. I mean, you can apply this to a boss and worker relationship, and even a marital relationship, because everything starts and ends with communication. If you notice, the fires begin to kindle when there's communication, and the same fires begin to die down, or they begin to lose their steam when there's lack of communication. So I totally agree. I do.
So now we are saying that communication is what will keep a long distance relationship.
Yes, somewhat.
But then I have a situation of a friend who, they call each other every time. They do video calls, voice call, at every minute of the day. He wants to know what is happening with her. He wants to know where she's at. She also wants to know the same thing. But then, I think after he traveled for like 3 months, and by the time he would come back, he realized that she was cheating on him all along. And they were communicating properly. Like, the communication was going smoothly, but then she was cheating on him. Why? Because, and her excuse was that he wasn't there for her physically. There are times where she just needs someone to, you know, hang out, go see movies, talk to someone, but then he's not there.
Now, there are people who can't really handle long-distance relationships. When they know they can't, they shouldn't get involved in it.
Okay.
They know these and these can't work for me. I can't do this. They shouldn't get involved in it. There are people who can handle it. I have a friend. In fact, I know there's 2 persons. They've been in a relationship for about 4 years now. Been courting for about 4 years. Really? 4 years? 4 years? I think 4 years. 3. I think 4 years.
Courting or they were dating?
Yeah, they've been courting. I know them. They're close friends. Been courting for 4 years, and this actually has been a long distance relationship. They see maybe once or twice in a year. One is in Delta State, the other is here in Lagos. They are both involved in ministry, and they know they can deal with this. So it's dependent on the 2 persons involved. Maybe one person on their part can't handle it, then they can explain to the partner, I can't do this. If they know they can't, they should be open. Don't be deceptive. That's one of the things I said last time, is that people should be sincere when it comes to relationship. Don't hide how you feel about a thing. As long as you're going to be with this person, you want to be with this person. Be open. Because what kills relationships many times is that people just all of a sudden become insincere. They begin to hide. If you're going to spend your life with this person, there are important things that you should not hide from the person. Because when secrecy begins to creep in the courtship concerning certain things, then it means when you delve into the marriage, there will be a lot of more secrets. And things don't work that way. Things don't work.
Okay, I would say my own opinion, though, and
Okay.
I want to throw this open for us to discuss about it. But I feel that when it comes to keeping secrets, when you're in a long-distance relationship, it's easier for you to keep secrets because you're not together, and that's where issues come in. If I'm seeing my spouse or daily, or not daily, but at least regularly, and then I can easily tell when something is wrong, But over the phone, there's a way the person can act,
pretend.
and I wouldn't know that there's something wrong, or probably I am doing something wrong. So would you agree with me when I say that long-distance relationships tend to allow us to keep lots of secrets? And then someone is not being sincere at the end of the day.
I pointed that out. Okay. The point still is people need to be sincere. People just need to be sincere. Because I for one, I'm one who's given to sincerity in friendship generally. Every relationship has to grow from friendship. If I'm a friend with someone, what will keep this friendship for years to come will be how we build the friendship on certain values. And one of those values for me is sincerity. I should be able to point to you as someone I trust on certain, just as a friend. So when that is lacking, when that is missing in friendship, then we possibly can't even take the step further. It will determine how long our friendship can last.
Okay, you talked about values and you mentioned just one, sincerity. I would like you to talk about the rest, the other values that would help keep a relationship, especially when you're in a long-distance relationship.
Sorry, I really want to hear you say yes.
Okay, I just noticed while we're talking about communication, it still boils down to communication, the way I'm saying it, because even in sincerity, the sincerity is actually in communication. It is not outside communication. Sincerity is not standing alone, then you have communication. In communication, yes, you have sincerity. Now, you gave an example of someone who is, she said, there are many things that happen in a relationship. Sometimes we're not just detailed in a sense. I won't say it's like love is blind. We're not just observing certain things, because if someone is not happy, there's a way they will sound on phone. I don't know, phone communication, especially when it is for prolonged hours or prolonged, you can't fix certain things for too long.
But I think to come in there, I slightly not agree with you on that, because you're on the phone. I can pretend to be happy.
Yes.
Because I would tell you what I want you to believe.
Yes.
Or I would act what I want you to believe, because you're not seeing me.
Yes.
It's even harder when we're talking face to face now. And I tell you I'm happy, and I go, oh, yeah, I'm happy. I'm so happy. You can tell from my facial expression that something is wrong, no matter how I try to. Even when I've seen situation where you put on a smile, you're even smiling, and something like, don't give me that. Something is wrong with me. But then on the phone, you can pretend like, okay, we're good. Yeah. And you won't even be able to tell from what the person is saying that, okay, something is wrong.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work for me.
It
doesn't work for me.
Can't pretend.
Not even beyond the fact that I can't pretend. I can tell when somebody's pretending.
Yes.
Depends.
Over the phone?
Even over the phone?
Yes.
As long as I know you.
Sure.
There's a level to which I would know a person and can tell that this person is faking a lot of things. It's beyond
Smiles, fake smiles.
it's beyond surface. Just know, okay, I don't know how to put it. Sometimes it's just premonition. Just know something wrong. Something wrong. You just get that feeling within. This person is hiding something. What's the matter?
Okay, I think you have the gift. Not everyone,
Not
can
everyone,
tell
yes. Not everyone
that
can tell.
something is wrong with. And it has to do with how close and connected you are with the person.
You're getting the point now.
Yes, I think I'm beginning to look
You're
at it.
getting the point. So,
no,
because
if you're really connected with
the
that
heart-to-heart connection.
if you're friends with this person, there's something about friendship. Friendship bonds people beyond the surface. It's a heart bond that sometimes you can't explain how you feel about the person. If the person is not even feeling okay and you're far away, somewhat, there's some, you begin to think about the person. It's just the heart connection. It's friendship. It's friendship. Okay, it happens. Sometimes you're just thinking about a person and all of a sudden the person calls you. Has that happened to you before?
Yes.
It's just, it's a bond. It's beyond, okay, I know this person. I'm thinking about this person. I like this person. No, there's just that connection that you and this person already have.
Okay, now let's look at it another way. Okay. We have situations where this is, 21st century, and then things are changing. We have situations where you meet someone via social media, and then you start dating. Yes.
Yeah.
And then you start dating, and then from there you exchange numbers. You've not seen this person, and you are in a relationship with this person. Now that is also a form of long distance relationship.
True.
How can you sustain? You've not physically met this person. How can you make it work?
Okay. On that note, living in a social media age, there's a lot of that. A lot. I mean, I know how many persons I've asked saying, I'm already in a relationship with this person. We've gone this far. We've talked this much. We've shared this much. In fact, he's my boo. I'm bae. That's kind of thing. And you're wondering, okay, you've not met this person. So all you have is just first this feedback, and it's just all online.
Yes.
There's nothing you can confirm, actually. You're just hearing stories and believing. But before I answer that, something actually happened with us.
Okay.
And some person are like, does that give a thumbs up? First, there's no rule that is engraving on stone. This is the way a relationship must begin. This is the way it must continue. There is no rule graven on stone. There is no law written somewhere and says it's a golden rule.
Yes.
There's nothing like that. More, it's like people are coming from different backgrounds. They're coming from different experiences. All of this makes the person. Because a relationship is about two people. So we must be talking about what makes each person unique. We are coming from different places and we are blending together. For us, we mentioned sincerity. And I think that's still a strong bedrock till today.
Okay.
I can't build a friendship outside this with anybody. I mean, I am that open. And on meeting online, we met online, on phone. So you're wondering, it's on phone, on a call. He heard my voice on a call. And he just said, okay, keep the phone online. And it was this, I think it's MTN, they're long.
We're not calling brands.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, it was this midnight calls or something like that. And the phone was on. And from there, it was through a friend. And we started talking.
Wow.
Like that.
So it's the voice.
The voice. And we started talking, but there was something, immediately we began talking, there was sincerity. At first, there was a point in me, I was like, okay, how am I sure this person is saying, it means everything he's saying? How am I sure this person is true to the things he's saying? First, I took note. You can't repeat the same scenario of situation that has happened to you over and over again, and it is the same. The details are the same. The persons involved are the same. Every little tiny detail is the same. I mean, you can't have such a good liar. I don't think so. And when the communication became physical and I could see, I found that every single detail, everyone you've been talking about, they're just the same people I met. No sugar, no honey. You didn't add anything to it. It was just plain and simple, and it was the same. So I think that helped. So we're talking about long distance. The sincerity in communication helped, because if two people can be sincere, like being in USA and the other person is in China, you're sincere. These are my issues. This is what I'm dealing with. But we've talked to that extent where we can be that open to an extent, it can walk us to meeting ourselves. And it can be a good foundation for us to continue, not to actually define the relationship, but to start or to continue something.
Okay, all right. We just had a picture displayed now. Hello from the other side became love from the inside. Still talking about distance relationship. You say hello from maybe here's in another part of the world, you're in another part of the world, and then you people are saying hello to each other. I've seen people stand up and say, you dating or cutting someone with that you do not know that you just met on social media is wrong.
Yes.
It is.
I wanted to say something on that. We did not start courting until I saw her.
Yes.
So you were friends up until that time?
Yes.
Yes.
And when I saw her, we did not begin courting immediately. We talked.
True.
And we talked. We got to know ourselves. Okay, this is this person. Okay. And then there are certain things that just clicked. Then we saw there are certain things we could work on together. We saw a future together.
Yeah.
Then we said, okay, let's take this ride. Let's take this ride. It was a decision. It wasn't based on I feel this for this person. No, it was beyond feelings now.
Yeah,
It was beyond feelings now. There's something we saw in the future that we were gonna pursue together.
Okay.
So we didn't start. I've had people start dating on social media. My answer to them or my question to them is, you don't know what you're going into. You're going to mess things up.
Okay,
You
but
don't know this person.
the same way you've had people tell you that, okay, you don't know what you're good. I've also seen people who met on social media and they are
And
married,
were.
but then the conversation would continue right immediately after the break.
Okay.
Do stay tuned. It's still Tea or Coffee on High Impact Television.
Walking into comfort in a safe environment is every family's dream. At High Impact Planet Resort, our fully furnished service apartment is a home away from home. Amazing views right in your luxurious world. Work out to keep fit for an amazing body at the gym. Get affordable groceries and personal care items at the supermarket. Feel relaxed and beautify yourself at the fully equipped spa. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
Experience the excitement at High Impact Planet Amusement Park and Resort. Our state-of-art facility offer amazing outdoor rides, playhouses, indoor games, and dining facilities. Thrill your students with a lifetime memorable excursion trip. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
The Gardener's Daughter. Luisa Fernanda suffers a life-changing accident. She was hit by the car that Luis Fernando, her father, was driving. At the hospital where she's being taken care of, Luisa Fernanda meets Carlos Eduardo, and they immediately fall in love. Luisa Fernanda will fight for the love of Carlos Eduardo because her heart is pure and noble. The Gardener's Daughter.
Weekdays on High Impact Television.
So we often say different strokes for different folks when it comes to relationship. And now we're talking about long distance relationships. And of course, we still have the Wilsons here with us on Tea or Coffee on High Impact Television. Yes. So I was saying something during the break. I was saying, aside communication, aside sincerity, because anytime you mention relationship, everyone says you have to communicate, you have to be sincere. Sincerity, you can also replace the word with being truthful.
Yes.
Yes. So you have to be truthful. You have to be, you communicate, enough. Generally, communication be strong and, connection and the likes. But aside communication, aside being sincere and truthful, what else can keep a long-distance relationship? Yes.
I don't know if there are many other things. Reasons are, when we look at communication, we would actually be looking at what are we communicating about. Now, when we have certain things we are involved in together, possibly the guy is in London, the lady is in Nigeria or somewhere else in the world. What does he do? What's his job? What is she doing? What's her job? What's the breach? What did they talk about? That will be dependent on how involved they both are in their lives, in what he's doing, in what she's doing. Because if they are not communicating about what they're both doing in their individual lives, they'll get tired of talking to each other.
Exactly.
They'll get tired. There's nothing to talk about again. Because the funny thing is, when the friendship or the dating first kicks off, the communication is way up there. Then it gets to a point where it feels like there's nothing to talk about again.
You know everything already.
Yeah.
And that's because you're not getting involved in each other's lives beyond the feelings. What am I doing to add to your life?
Okay.
What is she doing to add to my life? So that would make us talk. That would make us, because we talk. I don't know how people want to live or build something together if they won't talk. There is no relationship. How do we teach children who talk? Beyond the fact that they will watch our actions, they would see how our gestures and all of that. But how do we train them? We'll talk to them. We'll communicate with them. How do we learn today? How do we learn languages? How do we learn? How do we relate with people? It's all via communication. Now, how are you carrying out your job here? It's communication. There is no relationship that can be built without communication. Communication is the bedrock of any kind of relationship. So it's important. It's coming down here, you'd communicate with possibly the person in the bus or the bus driver or the bus conductor. One way or the other, you will communicate. It's just part of life. So when it comes to these in relationships, we must communicate beyond the surface. There are things that we are both involved in.
Yes.
How am I must be thinking up ways on how you should get better in your life. For example, I'm here today because she talked me into it. I'm telling you, she saw the opportunity, said, "You're good at this. Go, take the shot." And she's been seeing me talk on relationship, counsel people on relationships. She has seen me do this quite a lot, but had not taken it that seriously. So when she saw the opportunity, you get? When she saw the opportunity, she said, "Take this shot." And you saw me the first time. So it's communicate. If she had not seen me do this a number of times, she wouldn't know. Because I'm naturally a people person. And I do something presently that gives me an opportunity to sit down with people and talk to them. I speak to audiences every week. So there is no way I won't communicate. And I see that's how relationships grow. Because when people talk, when people communicate, they reveal the intents of their hearts. No matter, even if they try to hide something sometimes. The good book says, out of the abundance of the heart,
Yes.
the mouth
Mouth
speaks.
speaks. Yeah.
So no matter how people try to hide what is in their heart, the intentions of their heart, they will, one way or the other, lease it out.
Okay, you're a people person. Now you're a people person, so
Yes.
Yes.
you know. Actually, there are times where I've heard people say, "Okay, let him be the
let him
all
Yeah,
friendly and loud one. Let me
and
be
I
the
am
calm
the
one,
more
so we can
reserved."
balance
Yes.
each other's personality." So I was thinking maybe when he
You're
says
the
he's a people
reserved one.
person, you are maybe the calm one.
I think I just know when to talk when I need to talk.
Okay.
I know how to communicate when I need to
And
communicate.
that is very important. That is very important.
Knowing at the right time,
Time
to
to talk.
say something and communicate. Okay, before we went on break, you mentioned something that
Yeah.
meeting your partner via social media can be wrong. And I told you
Personal
that,
opinion.
and yet your personal opinion.
It's my
You told me that you've seen people who met on social media and then it didn't work for them. But then, and I brought.
I
us-
also have seen people
And I
who met
brought a
on social
situation.
media and it's working for them.
because I was going to tell you,
And my
I
friends,
mentioned
the
situation
friends I just
of-
mentioned that have been courting for 4 years, they met on social media. And then they saw.
And this.
They saw. No, you must see. You don't begin to date the person on social media and then you've planned the wedding. Who do you want to live with?
And I will shock you,
Okay.
you know, that I've seen a situation like
Like
that.
that.
The first time they saw was their wedding day.
Whoa.
Oh God.
Yes, the guy came. He came
And they're
from,
still in
and they're still in marriage.
They're still in marriage.
They're still in marriage. He came
Awesome.
all the way, and you know they were interviewing them, and they said she was like, well, she's glad that what she expected was what she saw. How she imagined him was how she saw him.
Okay.
So that's why I can't.
But
just-
actually,
I have
it
to
is not
emphasize-
in all situations.
Let me say something. Let me say something there. There are things she has not seen that she will yet see, that she will actually possibly muster the courage to deal with.
Yes. Now, you know, isn't that better? Come, let's think of it. Because if you're in a relationship, like you're in a relationship for how many years? Drew and I were talking about this before the show. You're in a relationship for like, let's say 4 years, 5 years, for that long. And then you now get into the relationship itself, and marriage.
Marriage itself.
And then you
begin
now
to-
say
some things
you
unfold.
can't handle it and you want to divorce and the likes. Why not just, start, dating some, my opinion.
You remember the story I told you of, because I'm a people's person also. I love to meet people and talk with people, so I get to hear a lot of experiences, what they've been through. So I remember the story I told you about the lady that she said she can't handle long-term relationship. She can't date or cut someone for more than a year or two. And then I asked her a question. I said, okay, you can't be with someone for more than 2 years. Now, what would you do?
Married already?
Marriage, that is lifetime. She's like, marriage is not my thing. But guess what?
Okay,
She's
marriage-
married. I mean, she was one from my clique of friends. She was the first person to get married. And on our wedding day, we were like, my mind was, I was saying for her that, you can't do more than 2 years. How are you going to do this marriage? Because this is a lifetime, So are you actually, I'm sure there are people like that cannot handle long-term relationships.
But that's why I think I am more of an advocate of, I don't know, I feel when you get married to the person, then get to know the person, or,
Yeah, you can't
for
get
friendship,
to know. Yeah.
I like the fact that you don't actually believe in the old dating. Yes, okay. From friendship,
There are certain things you get to know.
you get, yes,
But
you
you
get
can't
to
know it all.
You can't know
Yeah,
it
then you get to
all.
know more.
Even in marriage, we say we can't know it all. We are learning because
We
people
learn.
change
Yes,
even in
true,
marriage, and then
true.
people unfold.
Yes.
There are new characters come
Very
up,
true.
and the
Evolve.
person evolve and like so. I feel instead of I agree with you that instead of just going into the old dating process, just put all that energy when you're in marriage.
Okay.
Am I
Okay.
right?
I think
feel
I
I'm
agree
I
with
feel
you.
like a relationship coach right now.
No problem. Mr. Wilson, please, when you're going, pick her. And, she can come back and give us some training. All right,
really?
talking about adding value to each other. Now, some people do not have the knowledge or idea of, okay, now you're doing something. How can I help you grow in what you're doing? You realize that at times see it as competition. Okay, me trying to put you through that, okay, this is what it looks as if you're in control of my life, or you're in power, you're trying to be in full control of what I should do and what not should I do. So what are the ideal things that could help you understand that, okay, or help you
enough to smile
No,
back.
there are actually situations like that you feel your partner is about to
being too
just take over
controlling.
your life or control you.
Okay, I think we're talking about building healthy relationships, right? I think that person actually needs checkup as regards the state of their
But why?
mindset concerning the health of relating with people. You see, in friendship, there's no room for competition. There's no room for that. I don't understand why I would be with a friend. Okay, for example, I have a friend who's working on something, and I saw it. He gave me an opportunity to do a review, and I was like, wow, I liked it. And I was to help publicize. And I just put out the publicity this morning because I wasn't chance to be on social media. And I liked it. And that's healthy. I was working on something last 2 weeks into last week, and the same person helped give me some ideas, and
everything just got settled.
Everything just cleaned up. This is healthy. So how will I be with somebody I'm married to, and I'm trying to help you, and you're feeling like I'm controlling you? How did we get here then?
No, but then there are actually situations whereby the man will stand and say, I'm the man of the house, okay, do this. Even though what he's trying to tell her would help her, but then
his
I think
presentation is flawed.
And that now gives her the mentality that he's trying to get the control of her.
He needs to learn to keep his ego aside and present things politely. It's not healthy to always present your ego all the time.
At all.
There's no need for that. You are the man. You are the man now. Who's taking that from you? You are the man. Is she the man? You are the man. So nobody's dragging that with you. It's not a contest. You are the man. She's the woman. Do what you should do as the leader. There is a way to lead.
Yes.
There's a way to lead. It's not with muzzle. It's not with showing your. I don't understand. That's not it.
Okay.
That's not
Now
it.
we've been talking about healthy relationships or the relationship. You know, sometimes relationships start healthy, and at some point you are beginning to think. You're thinking, am I sure I want to continue with this?
Okay.
You know, so at what point will you say, this relationship? What are the signs? You know, when you start seeing these signs, to know, okay, I should either walk away from the relationship, especially when it's not yet, it hasn't led into marriage yet. Yes. So at what point should you? What are the signs to look out for to step back?
Okay, one, when insincerity creeps in, you say me and this word sincerity.
How did you know what just came to my head? Okay, sincerity.
When insincerity creeps in, some other things will begin to surface. There will be lies. Then you begin to see people cheat.
Secrecy?
They'll begin to, there'll be secrets, and they begin to hide things you don't normally hide. It means there's something wrong. You're trying to cover something that shouldn't be covered. Then, if that keeps on, if that continues, and then you are caught, then you're trying to absolve yourself from the whole situation. Should we go on? We should possibly ask questions. Are you sure we can take this to the next level? How far?
You know, at that point, can you this savage situation? Is there a way you can make things right?
It's possible to make things right if sincerity falls back into play.
What if at that point you find that he's cheating? That's the reason why all those things start to come into play.
Cheating.
Yes.
Now, I'm a believer in forgiveness.
Okay.
I was just expecting that.
You're
was
just
expecting
expecting that.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in forgiveness because every human errs. If you don't cheat through possibly dating someone else while you're
something
dating
with
someone,
another person.
you possibly would have lied,
Or
there's what you would have
Something
erred
would go
one
wrong
way or
on
the
your
other, and you would actually, because if you do not begin to learn and practice forgiveness within the friendship, within the relationship, within the courtship, you would actually struggle to practice it within the marriage, because there and then you will need it so much more.
Okay, so are
There'll be
you
offenses. Am I saying-
encouraging cheating? Because
Cheating.
No, I'm
some people
not.
that will be
Not at all,
listening,
yeah.
some people that will be listening, that will
Are
say,
you
okay,
not
saying-
are you not
forgiveness
saying
for
that it's okay to cheat? I'm sure
That-
not at all.
No, I'm not
Okay.
saying that. It's not okay to cheat.
Because
no.
some people
Okay,
can
but-
misinterpret and feel, okay, if I
yeah.
cheat, you forgive.
But
No,
you're
no,
saying
no,
if it
that's-
happens,
If it happens,
the lady or the guy should forgive.
yeah, you should know when to forgive.
Forgive and walk away.
You should know when to forgive. No, there are situations that happen when you know the person, and you know this person will not just consciously do this to me.
Yes.
Then, but if you don't know the person, you know, I don't they
This
watch
one.
watching me. He wear no straights. Yeah. No, I can't keep up with
You
this.
forgive and walk
Just
away.
forgive and let go and just move on. Move on.
Okay, all right. Yes, you learn to forgive and then just walk away. Okay, so there is actually a situation. You talked about sincerity.
Yeah.
And I've heard people say, I don't tell lies, I just tell distorted truth.
Wow.
Partial truth.
Okay.
I've had a situation, like I said, I meet people a lot and I get to hear stories of what they've been through. I've heard a situation of a lady who would always tell her partner everything. And when I mean everything, not everything. But everything. Like, okay, let me give an instance. She has someone that's probably trying to have a relationship with at her place of work, and then she gets something like, can you imagine, I got to work, this guy said this to me. But then in the long run, she actually started crushing on him.
And he was accepted.
And she
but
had
she
some,
did not.
no, she didn't accept.
Okay.
She just kept him on, and it's not yes, it's not no.
Wow.
So she started having some feelings for the guy at place of work. She would get to work, she would get home and still tell her partner or on the phone that, okay, guess what? When I got to work today, do you know what this guy said to me? This, that, and that.
But she was actually crushing on him.
But she was actually crushing on him. But then she was only telling the partner from the part of the guy, not herself.
Not her side.
And at the end of the day, he actually got he got to know about it. But then he was like, no, she tells me everything. She told me about it until it got out of hand that she got in a relationship with the other person.
Wow.
And unknowing to her, the guy and her partner were friends. They went to the same secondary school.
Okay.
Until they now met
That's
each
so
other.
heartbreaking now.
So she had to like walk away from
Both
of them and it was quite sad, you know. So I would like to know, there are times whereby you feel telling your partner certain things might lead to some sort of issue or argument between two of you. So you just probably want to tell him what you need him to hear and not everything in total.
Are you in support of telling him every single thing?
Okay.
You want to speak?
I want to speak.
Yes,
on
go
that. Okay, the cases, we're talking about sincerity in relationships. I think when we talk about relationship, I think we said that in the first edition, it's two people involved. I think we keep missing that aspect. You don't know, it's not from one angle. It should be seen from two angles. How will this affect this person? Okay, this tiny bit of information, because in her mind now, at first, it seemed it's not so important. It's inconsequential, right? And for me, if I'm very interactive with you, if you're telling me a story, I want to know how you're involved in the story. You don't just tell me an aspect. Okay, so the babe was fine, right? She made sense, right? I'm that straight because I'm seeing friendship It's friendship. I think we keep missing that point. Even when we're talking about husbands and wives, we're talking about fiancés, and we're talking about friends. And that's what we're talking about. If we can build healthy friendships, yes, at the long run we can build. It leads to an healthy relationship. So I'm talking about friends. In friendship, there's that point where you cut the other person some slack. I don't know if you get me. Some slack. I mean, I know I'm in a serious, exclusive relationship with you. It's not. I'm not open to the world, but
I so wish that we can continue this conversation. No problem. But it's a time where we have to go. But thank you so much, the Wilsons. I love that name. The
I
Wilsons.
like it, the Wilsons.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today. And yes, blessing us with your knowledge again, educating us more on relationships. Yes. And at this point, we have to say bye-bye. My name is Mudukwe Jacobs, and thank you for watching Tea or Coffee.
And I am Buraola Popola. Do you have a good day?
Bye.